In this video, we're gonna learn how to land 360s perfectly. Makes you nice and tucked. Although Chelsea already can 360 and 540, there's always something to perfect on a 360 because it's a complicated trick. Pay attention to the pop, the carve, and the landing. A little bit back maybe. And if you do these things right, the 360s are gonna be perfect forever. You'll hit that landing nicely perpendicular. Boom! That was pretty perpendicular. This video came about thanks to you crashing your 360s last week.
Yeah.
Even if you can like stomp 540s, cork 7 on the airbag, like you've learned a lot, but we still got some little issues here that I like to fix. And it's highly relevant to you as well, even if you've never done a 360. You know the saying, all roads lead to Rome. That is totally not true when it comes to doing 360s. As I see it, it's two main roads and a bit of a back alley to it. The first one is that you pop well. So this is the jump, this is you. You have to pop nice and forwards so that in the air you're moving forward so that you can hit the down part of the landing perpendicular to it. Boom! That was pretty perpendicular to the landing. And the second road is that you carve in and don't even try so hard to pop forward. We try to do 360 more in 3D, if you will, that you carve in. And that's going to set off a bit of a turn in this axis as well as the 360. And the third way, that back alley, is you kind of pop forward, but you can kind of, if spinning to the left, tip a little bit in this direction. Just a wee bit into a tiny wobble. This one is nice in 270s in hip jumps, big and small, but it's not that good because it doesn't lead to like sweet, straight 720s and more advanced tricks. But it's good to know.
It can be hard and frustrating to learn alone. It's much more fun to learn with others. Consider joining one of our camps for adults. Our past guests, they learned quite a lot and they had a rather good time.
First drill to learn how to pop better doing 360s. Zipper middle between the legs. So when we have this little wind up, we don't move the weight off to one leg or the other. That's going to create all sorts of problems. Stay in the middle, sink down, wind up, boom, like that. Sweet, really good. One more. So we're going to now spice it up. If you check me out here, I'm going to now try to pop forward about 1 foot. And then like land a bit committing forward. Imagine we have a landing here that's like steep.
Okay.
Boom! Nice. Good.
No, I tipped first. Yeah, that one felt really weird. It almost felt like I would be diving into a pool, and I definitely noticed that I was moving forward and it felt even over-exaggerated.
This is tricky for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're getting there, I think.
Yeah?
Did that feel different?
Yes.
Yes. Nice.
I felt like in order to get it forward, I dropped my right shoulder when I went into it at about this point.
As you can see, it's pretty difficult to change an old habit and for Chelsea to manage to like have a kind of normal pop. And then obviously you will have to pop off the toes. And then an extra thing that I think feels great on any 360 is that like when you move around and you come here at the 270, kind of looking over the shoulder a little bit, starting to see the landing, I sometimes have this little like fold by the waist, like committing to that landing. Perfect. I love landing perfect. It's my favorite thing. So another drill for popping 360s can be to do it down something like this to practice that commitment to a landing. I hope we're gonna have a little crash maybe.
Yeah, I think we are.
Hip nice and forward, commit. You can have that little fold by the waist, dive a little. All right. Good. You know, you're committing forward, and he had 270. The little fold by the waist, the committing forward, boom. But still, I would say that wasn't quite perpendicular to landing, was it?
No.
You're like
a little short.
10 degrees off.
Yeah.
Nail it this time.
Okay.
Perpendicular, it means 90 degrees to it. Yes. Sweet. Oh, so perpendicular. High five, girl.
Thanks. I think trying it here onto a sloped landing made it more similar to the jumps because sometimes I land back-seated because I'm scared, and jumping onto a sloped landing without skis on, knowing you're gonna tumble, helped take away a little bit of that fear, and I got more comfortable as I kept doing it.
Boom. So we're gonna try to use what we've just been practicing on doing 180s, and we're gonna strive for an upright, perfectly perpendicular landing. So 90 degrees, right? So if you land like this, you're not perpendicular to the landing. You are very nose heavy. So to do this, you need absolutely minimal speed, so you don't get fearful. Popping forward, boom. And do you see how I like landed on the heels? Yes. At like walking speed.
Okay.
Let's try to pop 180 from the flat to the down.
Okay.
It's going to be scary and challenging.
Yeah.
But the key is super slow and a nice strong forward pop.
Okay.
Commit forward. Boom. For this drill, it doesn't matter the shape of the jump. The important thing is that it's challenging you. The jump can look like this and the landing, or you can go like this, we're doing right now, or you can go like this really steep jump, steep landing. All of it is gonna practice what we wanna do. Have a nice strong pop and land perpendicular. So I'm gonna have very little speed here, and the steep jump's gonna challenge me to really pop forward, boom. Nice. See how the body there?
Yeah.
Move forward.
That was actually stylish. Except the little ski thing at the end.
It's starting to work. I think we should try some 360s.
Let's do it.
What's your focus?
Popping forward.
Good, that's it.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
If you do that, you'll nail it, I think.
Okay.
Have fun.
Thanks.
See you down there.
See you.
No, not that forward pop I was hoping for.
Oh, man.
I think we're going to take one little step back, make sure that you got it on the steep to flat, and then on the next jump we go for the 3 again. It wasn't quite as good as before,
No?
but it was still better than the last jump there when you crashed. So I do think it's good enough for you to try a 3 over the next one, if you want to.
I will. I do.
A bit too little speed, and
Yeah.
we still need to try to get the hip even more forward.
Yeah. All right. Nice pop. Look around.
Good job there on the 3s.
Yeah.
Did you feel that you were kind of moving forward?
I felt I under-rotated the first one, but it was okay. And the second one, I feel like I was a teeny bit back-seated on my landing.
She had a pretty strong pop as far as I could tell, like straight legs, going for it. But what she was doing, so she was spinning to the left, was that she tried to go forward, but she also tipped a little bit, like a tree, falling to her right a wee bit, setting off like a little bit of a strange little wobble. And in order for her to pull this off better, if you're going to steer into the skid, she needs to tuck and get a little shorter, compact. Because the more compact we are, the quicker we're going to unwobble a little wobble or cork, if you'd say.
I felt like I tucked a bit.
Yeah, nice little tuck there.
Yeah.
Look. Boom, pretty strong pop.
Yeah. Was the timing of the tuck okay?
And look how the head and the
Yeah.
butt, that axis is kind of moving forward. Like
Cool.
at least you landed
That felt
perpendicular to him.
comfier than the last tuck
Yeah,
one.
but you take way more speed next time.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's happening. The tucking seems to work. Just got this slight little wobble. Still not quite perpendicular to what would have been the landing on the last jump there, but it's pretty good.
Cool. That felt fun.
That was different, huh?
That was different, but I felt really comfortable somehow. When you talk about there being a wobble, in my mind, it's like, ooh, something is off axis, like that doesn't feel comfortable. But actually, I'm wobbling there, but it feels comfortable. I don't feel like I'm wildly, and I'm not wildly, I'm not exaggeratedly off axis, but I don't even notice that I am.
To do the kind of wobble that Chelsea ended up doing kind of by accident, if I would teach this, you could do it in a hip jump like I'm gonna do now. I go straight towards into the hip jump, but I kind of imagine falling like a tree, a little bit down towards the landing. So I end up in this position, skis up towards the kind of flat of the hip, and then go down into the landing. Yes, so nice. It just happened. But you know, the fact that it worked so easily, it's because Chelsea spent some time doing a ton of 360s, and also the training earlier today helping a bit too. Hello, this is Vincent. He's a ski philosopher. So Vincent, how do you think about hitting the landing perfectly perpendicular, straight takeoff, carved, straight with a wobble? Well, what's your favorite way of doing it yourself?
Personally, I would always carve and then automatically lightly dip the shoulder a bit and not fully carve it, but slightly. That's the easiest way for me personally to match the landing nicely. Remember, learn it right, then you can do it wrong later.
With doing it right, it means, you know, popping straight forward. So you can do, for example, a 720 mute, straight, boom, move forward, hit the landing perfectly. We haven't learned it perfectly, but we got to start carving in and dip into a little wobble from a carved 270. You want to carve in nicely, like pop up, but then like I lean in this way a little bit and like pull the side of my body here, like that. And I'm gonna land perpendicular to the landing. I hope she doesn't jump that high.
So I didn't tuck.
Yeah, but like you still wobble. It was messy.
Yeah.
But first of all, look at the line you took compared to me.
Yeah.
You did not do what I told you to do, to go straight up it. Yes. That went pretty well. So let's try carving off the small medium line here.
Okay.
First of all, it's like you got to set up the carve right.
Yeah.
I like to think about like if we're spinning to left, the far left side of the jump, maybe I go 1 meter further left in the jump,
Okay.
carve in, and then set up the final carve to the left, and then I'm going to be like 1 meter away from the right hand side of the kicker.
Okay.
For some reason I always do it this way,
Okay.
because it's a pretty good marker, like the left hand side of the jump, good, I'm just outside of that, I'll come in, get off it. That was pretty cool, wasn't
I
it?
did one. The first was hairy.
You were too slow, huh?
Third felt good. Yeah, I think the carve was more extreme than I imagined. And I think as I carved, I was taking out my speed. But I corrected it on the third one. That was fun.
You wobble up pretty nicely. You know, you were almost getting it perpendicular, but still good.
Yeah.
Way better than, you know, when you landed on the tails earlier today with the other technique.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Hey, look at yourself. I bet you've never seen yourself do a 360 that looks anything like this.
Yeah!
It's pretty neat, isn't it?
That's really cool. Oh my God.
You like really carve that.
Yeah!
And how you
Tuck.
get into that little wobble. You come out. You're on your
Little
way
teeny
up,
bit
you land on them.
backseated.
Wee bit backseated. If you had like maybe a bit more angulation
More up.
and
Yeah.
would like have the same feeling but would have the cork wobble rotation, now you go a little bit into the turn
Yeah.
to go a little bit more straight back and into the wobble.
Yeah.
And that way I think you can do like uncork it with less degrees of rotation. Wow. That was so sick.
That was a good way to end it.
Well done today. You learned so
you.
much.
Yeah.
You know where we started here? Just, you know, the new popping technique
Yeah.
and then into the front roll and then, you know, it was a lot today.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, it started with that and I could only do upright threes, and now I have a lot of style in them, and it wasn't a painful process,
Yeah.
figuratively or physically.
Extremely well done.
Thanks a lot, Jens.
And yeah, no worries. And you guys, thanks for tagging along today. Check out some other videos up here, or maybe join one of our camps for adults. Have a good one. See you in the next one.
Bye.